Let me get this tweeted out so everybody can join in here. 1 second. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right, well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. So, wow, happy Tuesday, everybody. Well, it was kind of a turnaround Tuesday for a little bit, but it was mostly just a kind of a choppy, doji day. Anyway, good stuff. We'll take a look at it here in a second. So today, we're going to be continuing our series here on Demark tools. And today, we're going to be talking about buy and sell formations. So good stuff there. Before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right. So first, we're going to take a look and see where we left off the market here today, and then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening. And then we're going to take a look at the topic, and then we'll go through questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right, so SPX here, generally still bullish here. We're down 4 points here today, but monthly chart still above the upper Bollinger Band, still green on the monthly chart, and weekly chart still green and pushing over last week's green candle, which invalidated the bearish engulfing candle from the week prior. So good stuff there. Daily chart, well, we're still trying to figure out this count right here to see when this wave one is ready to wrap up. It wouldn't surprise me if they did it with a doji reversal, but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me if they turned it into a doji sandwich up and then just kind of reversed it whenever they feel like it. So we'll continue riding this wave up. Again, still generally impulsive, but a little bit extended, but we'll see if it can continue to go here as they continue to push out the bears. We had a little bit of push down at the end of the day, which kind of got us a little bit concerned. We'll take a look at that here in a second. Let's go to the intraday price action. So you can see we did have a choppy day today. It does look like a doji type day, right? So, but when we see this type of action, right, where we're really responsive off of the levels, right, it cues us into that and gives us that those opportunities to trade off of those levels. And we'll take a look at that on the futures here in a little bit. But at the end of the day, right, we ended up getting a double inside 15 here. It started to work its way down. They got tricky right there, squeezed out the last of the shorts, and then flushed it at the end of the day, and then rallied it off the 15 orb high. So good stuff there, but let's take a look at the S&P futures and see how they behaved here today. Again, our signal zones ended up playing out pretty magically here today. So right at the open, right, so we had this, what was looking like a bull flag going into today. We tweeted this out here this morning, but we lost the geometric line early pre-market, right, and bounced off the signal zone. Then we lost it again here into the open, and then we bounced, right, and then we got really close to the top of the geometric line, almost to the tick here, right, and then bounced off of that back down, and then a bounce off of the signal zone. So really responsive price action. Then off the signal zone, signal zone, signal zone, signal zone, signal zone. So we're just chopping around here into the evening. Again, we got some fresh all-time highs today off of the regular trading hours, and but we just couldn't get over the overnight highs. So let's see how we hold here going into the evening. Kind of have this that we're looking at right now, and in terms of another geometric line, we've got, well, let's take a look at this one. It's gonna be a steep one right here, so we're already through that. So let's just go from this low right here to this low right here, and just see how these levels hold going into the rest of the evening. Again, the longer that we can stay above the prior all-time highs, the better for the bulls. If we break down below these levels and start to see some volume, well, we might test a couple of these lows here from today. So good stuff. So let's continue our conversation here this week on Demark tools with buy and sell formations. So okay, so let's take a look at this here. Let's go to a clean chart. Let's go to a daily chart here, just on let's take anything. Let's take DKNG just for instance. Let's see if I can find a generally clean chart right here. So yeah, so let's take a daily chart here. We've got generally clean. Let me get off of the that was for the news move there today. But let's take a look at it. So here's a daily chart here on DKNG. Cool stuff, right? So we had a nice little cup and handle breakout here recently, working its way up. And now let's take a look. Let's put these buy and sell formations on the chart. So how do we do that? So we go to in order to do that, we go to Thinkorswim, and they don't call it Demark tools in here. They actually call it the study sequence counter. Right, so let's go in here and let's go to studies, and let's add a study, and then we'll go down to if we go all studies, we can just go to sequence counter. It'll start with an S. Let's see where that is right here. Here we go. Sequence counter right here. So I'm just going to click that. Oh, and it puts a bunch of numbers up here. What does this all mean? So this is what we're going to talk about here today. Now, we're going to talk about, there's two sets of numbers that they do. One gets exhausted at the number 9. and the other one gets exhausted at the number 13. So there's two different types. Okay, so there's buy and sell formations. Okay, so the buy formation actually starts on the way down. So Demark, when he came up with these after 40 years in the financial industry, really found that that oftentimes based on the candlestick formations, that trends tend to get exhausted at about 9 big candles, right? But then, of course, like everything, it's like, well, maybe there's another. It could go a little bit farther, right? That type of thing. So, but in general, the buy and sell formations are what we're going to talk about today, and tomorrow we're going to talk about the arrays. But just so you know, the buy and sell formation is a pretty simple setup, right? So it starts with the number 1. Okay, and so basically all they're doing is the buy formation pattern occurs when there's a sequence of bars that each have a closing price that's less than that of 4 bars ago. So here you can see this. So we go here. Here's your number 1, right? So you go back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we go 4 bars ago right here, and we have a closing price below that level, and then boom, we get a number 1 on this. And well, this one was lower than 4 bars ago, and we get a number 2. And this one was lower than 4 bars ago, and we get a number 3. This was lower than 4 bars ago, we get a 4. This was lower than 4 bars ago, we get a 5. This is lower than 4 bars ago, we get a 6. This is lower than 4 bars ago, we get a 7. This is lower than 4 bars ago, we get an 8. This is lower than 4 bars ago than it one. And we get a 9. And so that's done with the buy formation. And what happens after that is they basically call it essentially like a perfect buy, right? So what they're looking for here is they're saying, hey, this is exhausted, and they put an arrow on it, and they're basically saying, hey, this thing should start to work its way back up. Well, it didn't. Okay, so that's the thing, guys. That these things are really cool. This is a really cool tool, and a lot of folks like to use it for these type of reversal methods, but they can be tricky, right? They have to be off of key levels. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about arrays tomorrow, and then on Thursday we're going to put it all together. And I'm going to show you how we can kind of change these up to make it to kind of simplify it a little bit more. So really, really cool stuff there. Oh, look what happened. We got a 1 right here, so it closed more than 4 bars ago. Had a closing over 4 bars, so that got a 1. This closed more than 4 bars ago. That got a 2. This got a close more 4 bars ago. That got a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? And then it got a reversal. Oh, well, it didn't really get that extended, did it? Right? Just kind of chopped around after that. So this is not a setup in itself, right? So it has to be off of a key level, right? And so you can see right here, here's an example, right? So this one actually worked. This one closed more than 4 bars ago, right? This one closed more than 4 bars ago. This more 4 bars ago, 9. And that was right off of the bottom of the cloud, right? That's a nice level right there. We got a green candle off of it too, right? And that got things going back to the upside, right? So it's all about using levels on these, and here you can see we got all the way up to 9 right here, right? That was over 4 bars ago. That was over, even though it's going down, that was over 4 bars ago. That was over 4 bars ago, right? So, but then this one didn't go down after that. Well, we weren't at a major level of any sort, right, at this time. Right, so pretty cool stuff there, right? So what I'm going to do is tomorrow we're going to talk about the array. So these the buy and sell formation exhaust at 9. Those are the defaults. I mean, you can always change them to whatever you want to, but I think these are pretty effective. And then tomorrow we're going to talk about the next sequence that appears, and that's called the array, and those exhaust at 13. So we'll talk about those in a little bit, but hopefully this gives you a nice preview about at least the background of where these numbers come from, and a little bit about levels, about trading off of levels and when these can become important off of reversals. And then on Thursday, after we talk about the arrays tomorrow, I'm going to show you a real cool way to kind of maneuver these so that they actually really can give some really pretty amazing setups. So good stuff there. So hopefully you guys found that helpful. And at this point now, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window. We'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff there. So I'm going to take these off the chart here, and let's take a look. Shirley sent a few in via email. Shirley, hope you're doing great out there. Let's take a look and see what you got. So you got AFRM. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, nice push on this one right here. Again, recent, kind of IPO-ish type stuff, SPAC type stuff. So good strong candle on that one. Earnings coming up here. right? So definitely one to keep an eye on, right? A little bit of caution here off of the upper shadow, but let's see what earnings has in store for that. So this is one too. I know someone in our group has been talking about it as well, saying just pretty epic stuff that they're working on. So it could be interesting. Yeah, Nautilus, big move on this one right here. Nice push, good breakout over the geometric levels here. Let's see if we can get some follow through the upside on this one. So that was a nice mover here today. I wish Piton moved along with that here today. Grubhub after earnings, not so good. Pulled back to the 200-day moving average, so let's see how that holds. ENPH, kind of hanging in there, inside day. So, but a big spike after hours here on earnings. So let's see where that's going to put us here tomorrow. Whoa, it's a pretty big move right there. So we're up to like 212. So that'll put us below the all-time high. So unless we can get above there, we might see a reversal on ENPH tomorrow. So something to keep an eye on there too. So good stuff. Mike, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let's take a look. So you've got Tilray. Let's take a look at Tilray. Yeah, I know, just an epic move today, and it's up again after hours, guys. You know what? This does not surprise me after all the volatility on the other names, like the GameStop and all that. How about one that's actually like doing stuff, right? And just getting some big interest because it's getting some positive feedback from the government, right, about potential legalization stuff, and there's a lot of hype on it right now, a lot of talk about it. So up nicely after hours as well. So pretty cool stuff. Keep it on the gap and go radar. We put that in the bubble report this morning. We actually we cautioned that it might reverse off of these levels because there was a gap right here and a selling area right here where we originally gapped to. It just kept on going today. So at that point there, it gave us a gap and go. So nice stuff on Tilray. Yeah, it can keep going. It can keep going. It's still got room if it wants to. So again, as the longer the hype stays on this one, and again with the legalization talk too, it could be interesting. So good stuff there. So Amazon looking interesting, right? So we had a low volume close below the 80 MA, drifting down a little bit after hours. I'm generally leaning pretty bearish on it short term, but we'll see how it goes, right? And generally, we had a big triangle right here. I'm still expecting a larger wave 5 up. We still could be in a larger 1-2-1-2. So this could be A, B, C here for the larger 2, and then we might see a move on Amazon. But I wouldn't be surprised if it gapped down tomorrow or pushed down a little bit more tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Keep an eye on your 618s on that one. So good stuff there. The Nest, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let's take a look at MOS. So MOS again, hanging in here. Let's see, big geometric levels up here, right? Let's see if we can break above there. That's kind of the key one, but a pullback to the 80 MA so far. Home Depot, looking interesting, right? So we got this geometric line right here. Let's see if we can break out above that. And then Yelp, let's take a look. And yeah, Yelp, so big move right here. We had earnings after hours. We got a big spike after hours, but kind of pulled back. Right, so just kind of keep an eye on the after hours levels right there around that 44 area, and see what that does tomorrow. But if we gap up here, right, we might see a gap and go type move on Yelp. So good stuff there. And then Fetch for Farfetch. Yep, kind of getting back above that geometric level right there. So let's see if we can continue to push and get to the fresh highs. And then Curie, let's take a look. Curiosity Stream, again, a nice breakout the other day, and a little bit of a pullback here to the 80 MA on low volume, so let's see if that holds and maybe continue to bounce off of that one. And then Xerox. Remember when we used to Xerox things? Anyway, so good stuff here. Tried to break over the geometric level recently, pulled back to the 80 MA, did bounce off of that. Now pulling back again, kind of a tricky name right here, but a good move after earnings. So good stuff there on Xerox. Reed, awesome. I love it. Good stuff. Good to see you, man. Rich, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. ZEK, you got XOM. Yeah, so the oil names are starting to look a little bit extended to me. We ended up having a big push right here. XOM did gap down here today, ended up filling this gap here. So a little bit of caution on that. It's basically just kind of grinding after hours here. So let's see how that holds. But again, a lot of these are looking a little bit exhaustive here. That gap down right here could be interesting. Look for a potential doji sandwich to the downside if oil is not strong tomorrow. So good stuff there. And then T-Gray, let's take a look. Yeah, still grinding its way up here. Very, very nice move. Let's see if that can continue. Again, a breakout over today's highs. Could see some more upside action. And then ORTX, let's take a look. ORTX, yeah, big inside day up here today. Nice move on this. Again, kind of a cheap name, but again, it hung in there, right? So we had a nice geometric level right here. Broke out above here. Inside day up today. And some good volume coming in there as it approaches its earnings report. So good stuff there. Fabio, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing great. Yeah, let's take a look at INO. Yeah, so INO, again, chopping around here after hours, it really looks like it's just kind of triangulating down here, so keep an eye on those geometric levels, look for a break one way or the other, inside day to day, right? So let's see if we can get some volume out of this this little mini triangle here, one way or the other on that one, that would be good. The next, yeah, and plug, let's take a look. Yeah, so plug again was kind of still maybe working on this diamond formation, but really at this point here, let's just kind of just turn it into a fresh geometric line, right? So we got that guy right there we need to get above now, and then we got below here, we need to see how that holds, right? So we're getting kind of tight between these levels as well. If we just kind of remove the diamond right here, we'll just look at it as sort of like a potential pennant right here on the way up. So look for a breakout candle with some good volume. Again, it tried to do it today, then it pulled back kind of sharply at the close there to leave that upper shadow. So some good stuff there. Rich, what's going on? Yeah, so let's take a look. You've got Boeing. So again, Boeing still strong here, guys. Again, working on that wave one up. So a nice move here. Again, here, really kind of 1, 2, maybe working on a larger wave 3. Look and see how it handles this prior geometric line right here. This is an oldie but a goodie. So see if that holds his resistance right there. But it is over the 50-day move average. Gave us some strong moves intraday today. And we'll just see how it goes. Here goes the waves 2 and then a larger wave 3 up. So some good stuff there on Boeing. Snow. How about Snow with a nice reversal here today? Ended up pulling back into the close and leaving another upper shadow, which is kind of annoying. But it did give some good intraday price action today, which is good. And Piton, again, getting really, really tight here, guys. So again, not as nice as a candle as Nautilus, but Nautilus needs its day here too. So again, watch these geometric lines, and of course these guys right here getting really tight, and they kind of like a sub-geo line. So nice stuff there. And then QCOM, let's take a look. QCOM, looking a little bit bear pennant-ish right now, right? So just kind of watch these geos right here, there, and there, and see how those hold. If it breaks down below there, we might test a couple of these lows over here, right? So it did have good earnings and ended up gapping down on good earnings, right? So kind of is what it is, to see if it can gear up and break out of those levels and try to start to reverse back up again. And then PLTR, the name that drives us all nuts, right? So still possibly in this wave C move. Again, inside day here today. It's going to be critical to see how those levels get handled tomorrow. So good stuff there. Yeah, my pleasure. Good stuff. Ron, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look. So you got Intel. So Intel is kind of a grinder right here, but still holding on to the ADMA. So let's see if I can keep going there. And Chewy. Yeah, so Chewy inside day here as well. Again, a little bit of a breakout above the inside day high could get things going again a little bit right here. It was looking a little bull flaggish, but now it needs a little bit of steam to get going there. And then TTCF. Let's take a look. TTCF getting really, really tight here as well on Tattooed Chef. Again, there's your geometric line right there. Let's see if we can get above it with some volume. See if it's ready to get going. So good stuff there. Fabio, so your lines look like the Darvis levels. Yeah. So it just depends on which line you're on right here. If you look at the this is just the 15 orb level, right? So this is just your first 15-minute candle. It just marks the high and the low of it each day, and so it really helps us though intraday. They give us great levels to trade against, and can be really effective. Especially if we have a gap name, it makes a real important level, especially with price discovery, because it's like, okay, well, I've got this level now, and then we kind of go from there and see how it handles it for the rest of the day. So good stuff there. Alessandro, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing great. CRSP, let's take a look. So CRSP, yeah, crispy, looking a little bit crispy right here. Kind of forming a bear flag there right on the 50-day moving average. So just kind of keep an eye on it, see how it holds. If it breaks down a little bit, you might see the cloud. Otherwise, a breakout to the upside could get it going again, but it's definitely consolidating here, so that's looking interesting. Creighton, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, OTRK, let's take a look. Yeah, good push off of yesterday's candle. Bit of an upper shadow here today. Let's see how it holds. Again, over today's highs could start to get interesting for it. Roku, just incredibly epic today. I mean, just an insane move, right? Look at that. Talking about an ADMA day on this one. Look at that low volume pull. Look at the 3 red candles on very low volume. I mean, just amazing stuff. And then see ya. Really incredible. You gotta love it. So good stuff there on Roku. Airbnb, let's take a look. Airbnb again, it's a grinder, right? But still holding the ADMA on Airbnb, and then MSTR. Woo! This thing's just crazy. $1,300. If you like $10-$20 spreads, this is a wild one. But it keeps going. TTD again, it's kind of hanging on to the 50-day. You might get it, and the 8 might cross the 50, which could be pretty interesting on that. So a little gold cross there. NNOX with a strong engulfing candle there today. So let's see if that can get over today's highs. EH. Another big candle on that one here today too. Futu, again another big candle on this. A good gap up on that. Really incredible stuff on Futu. Lemonade, let's take a look. Lemonade starting to perk up here, getting interesting, right? So, so definitely want to keep an eye on there. Let me take another. I need to take another look at Futu here. Yeah. So Lemonade looks like it could be gearing up. Futu just pretty epic overall, right? Making some good moves. And let's take a look at what else. Workhorse. Let's take a look at Workhorse. Yeah, Workhorse is trying, right? So it's got some geometric lows. Maybe a push over today's high could get it going again. And then Shop. Let's take a look. Yeah, Shop's just going here, guys. Wow, what a great candle right here. Gave you one pause candle, and then have a nice day. Wow, and this thing was strong today too. $1,400 on Shop. Can we get a stock split, please? I looked at this one today, just so expensive, but just a great strong move here today. Intraday, a very very strong mover. We used to love this name, and then it's got just ridiculous, but amazing, good stuff right there. And then PanW, let's take a look. PanW hanging in there, right? So nice push up there. Let's see if that can try to continue to work its way up. Looks a little bit kind of blah, but a little low volume type stuff. So it might be just consolidating for a little bit. APPN, let's take a look. APPN with an interesting inside day here. So so it could be interesting on this. Right, let's see how it holds. If we get the inside day up on APPN, might start to get going. And then Edit, let's take a look. Edit with an inside day here as well. Running into a little bit of cloud resistance there. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, my pleasure. Awesome. I really appreciate it. Great requests on that one, too. Mr. Mosby, what's happening on? Long time no see. Hope you're doing great. Let's take a look at Netflix. Yeah, Netflix could be the start of something good here. I like the double outside candles on this one. Now, Netflix is like the king of, reversal candles, right? It's like green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. Okay, can we go green for a couple days? So it's got a couple levels right here. I do like how it's been holding the gap after earnings, right? And it's just been a grinder, but it gave some real nice strong moves today. Let's see if it continues to show some strength going into tomorrow. SE, again, just a big move on this one too. Really nice stuff. So so good stuff there on SE. Let's see if it continues to work its way up. TRXC. Let's see how this one's looking here too. Yeah, pretty good on this one here. It's run into a little bit of resistance, but I do like how it closed over these levels. So let's see if that can hold going into tomorrow. Good stuff there. So good, James. Baidu, let's take a look. So Baidu, just incredible move on Baidu, incredible. So really good stuff there on Baidu. It closed really nice here once it got over the geometric line with some good volume. Pause day, and then up some more on Baidu, just so really nice, and then some great intraday price action today too. GSAT, epic. I mean, really. Just incredible stuff right there. I mean, just starting to get strong. Look at that Doji sandwich up today. Oh my goodness, that thing is just a monster. And then up after hours too. And it's a cheapo name too. Wow, beautiful. Great find on that one. And then Lyft. Let's take a look. Lyft's hanging in there. So we had earnings after hours, right? Oh wait, but it's up after hours. Let's see. I thought they had bad earnings. Okay, well, cool. Well, yeah, they had worse than expected earnings, but up anyway. I guess their revenue is still good, better than expected. So, wow. So this one is gapping up to, we're at 59.88. Where does that put us? 59.88. It doesn't put us too amazing levels right here. It's really tough. I mean, it's got some selling pressure. Going to be tough to get a gap and go on that one. You might see a reversal off of it, but at least it's getting a nice push up there on Lyft. So good stuff there. So, Reed, do you remember mimeograph? Yeah. So for the little copy machine, the Xerox from the Xerox. I got you. Yeah. So I was like, what does that have to do? Oh yeah, Xerox. Yeah. Nice. I love it. The original and still the best. Good stuff. M King, what's going on? Good to see you. GG. Let's take a look. What you got? You got TSM. Let's take a look. Yeah, TSM kind of hanging in there. It's finding a little bit of resistance. Again, it had a good day yesterday. It's a tricky one, right? Because you got the ADRs on it, but a nice candle yesterday. Tough. Let's see if we can get above these levels right here. That's kind of the big area for TSM. So good stuff. Yeah, my pleasure. Bob, what's going on? UABs. Let's take a look. UABs. Yeah, good candle on this one here today. It's got a little bit of work to do, right? I'd like to see it get above this pivot because this might be its little target. But if it can close above there or show some strength above that level, we might have some more upside potential on this one. And then Fubo. Let's take a look. Fubo under the ADMA right here, looking a little bit blah. But we got the cloud, right, and this prior gap level. So again, we're contending the big levels, the big things that we're dealing with right now were that old gap which it's been rejecting a lot, upper shadow, and now we have this gap right here. So we really want to see if it comes down and tests this, the prior gap level, right? It could give some interesting price action. So let's see which way it wants to go. Does it get over this gap and get going, which gets you over the geometric line, or do we break out down below here and keep going, or does it wait, right, and finish up this cup and handle pattern? So it's such a tricky area right here, but let's just kind of see how it handles this. It looks like it wants to maybe test down a little bit. So good stuff there. Justin, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, let's take a look at Tesla. So Tesla, I mean, if anything can do it, Tesla can do it. 1,000 calls are a little bit risky. That's a little bit, well, they're not too bad. We're not that far from 1,000. But we got to get above this geometric line. Right? So one of the things, I don't like trading on a flat ADMA, right? So that's really tough. Right, and we're getting really, really tight range right here. I like a rising ADMA and a pullback to it, right, to kind of get going. Right, nice ADMA get tight at here when things are starting to move up. We're getting a little bit flat right here. It's kind of starting to work its way down, and the volume's been kind of tapering here too. We want to see some volume. We want to see a breakout of this level, and hopefully it'll do that for you tomorrow. So that'll be good. And Tesla likes to trade. Tesla likes to get wild on Thursday and Friday, so maybe we'll see some fireworks at the end of the week. Hopefully that'll help for next week's. So good stuff there. Rob, what's going on? Let's take a look at pins. Yeah, so pin's kind of hanging in there. It looks a little exhausted right now. Let's just kind of see how it holds. It might pull back to the 80 right here for a 382 retrace. It's still got room here to the 6182, right? So definitely something to keep an eye on here. It looks a little bit tired after earnings. So it did have good earnings though, so that's a good thing. So I presume a dip will be viable here in the future. I just can't exactly pinpoint when. So good stuff there. M King, yeah, what's going on? Yeah, let's take a look at Spot. So Spotify, yes, there's a strong candle on Spot today. Nice push here. Again, let's see if we can get above this geometric line and see if Spot's ready to get going. Again, they had interesting earnings right there. They had a miss on earnings, but it was better than expected. So let's see if we can try to work its way up. Good stuff there. And had a good day today. So Michael, what's going on? Good to see you. I was saying Raz. Yas on Raz. Nice IPO on that one here today. Twitter with earnings after hours and just kind of looking blah. But where are we? Are we at like all-time highs here on Twitter? How is that even possible? Anyway, so aren't they like all their advertising down? I think they said like advertising's down, revenue's down, but anyway, it's great. So it's still kind of grinding its way up here. So good stuff on Twitter. Very, very nice. And some good intraday price action on that too. See how it goes there. Yeah, Cal, this one was hot here today too. Big gap up on this one and a big reversal too. Another wild biotech name. So good stuff there. Yeah, I know. Don't sleep on it. Exactly. LTC. Yeah, grinding its way up here. Still doing its thing, holding the ADMA, still looking okay. Might get a little follow through the upside. So good stuff there. Lyft is almost profitable, right? I know exactly. So yeah, exactly. So they're getting there, and considering nobody's like, I don't know, is anybody doing ride sharing anymore? Like are people using Lyft and Uber? I guess. Do people go out anymore? I don't know. I guess so, maybe. So anyway, good stuff there. I love it, Bob. Thanks. James, yeah, Uber also up in sympathy with Lyft, and Uber's got earnings tomorrow. Uber's up even better. Look at that. Uber's like, yeah, let's go. That's awesome, and that's pre-earnings. So you talk about an earnings run at Uber, you got to think that they're going to miss though, right? So anyway, we'll see how that goes. Good stuff. Thanks on that one there. And the D-Dog, some big orders in the close. Yeah, D-Dog with a great push here recently. Let's see if it can continue to grind its way up there. So good stuff there. Yeah, on the options, absolutely. So Michael, what else you got? W buy. Nice. Yeah, big inside day here today. Kind of grinded up here after hours to see if we can take that up, and then HBI. Whoa, big candle on Hanesbrands here too, and a big move off in earnings. Wow, that was a big move on Hanes today. Talk about a gap and go. Well, that gapped over these levels right here, and then it pushed above that level right there, and it just kept going. How about Hanes? Yeah, Hanes, I love it. Everybody's got to get new underwear, right? Everybody's at home all the time, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, sweatpants or whatever. So you gotta stay comfy when you're at home. So good stuff there. So M King, what's going on? I saw a New York Times article this month saying that options traders responsible for the frenzied trading. Are you concerned with the upcoming Senate hearing on the market? Yeah, obviously we got to pay attention to it and see how it goes right there. Option trading, like we said, the options on the SPX affect volatility, right? So we'll see. We'll see how it all goes right there. It's out of our hands with basically what they say in there. So we'll see what it does, but market's still going to be there. More than likely, right? So APPS, yeah, I know beast mode on APPS, just really incredible stuff on that one. ZS, let's take a look. Yeah, yeah, ZS, exactly. Look at that. So if you go back to down to when it was 90 something, whew, incredible move on this Z scaler. Inside day here so far, just kind of chopping around. Inside day that looks interesting. If it breaks above these highs, it could give another pop on that too. So Creighton, you got a couple more here. Let's take a look at Fiverr. Let's take a look. Yes, Fiverr grinding its way up right here, getting a little extended there, upper shadow, but definitely looking great here from the other day. Great spot on that one the other day. Very, very nice. Team, let's take a look. Team with the inside day here today. Could be ready to get going. Let's see if it's ready to go. I like it. And then Octa. Yeah, Octa, big upper shadow here today. Not so good, right? So let's see how it holds. Octa's a tough one. Upper shadow and the options are a little bit rough on it too. But anyway, good stuff on that. Great charts. Appreciate it. Sharon, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let's take a look at Hexo. Yeah, Hexo's making a nice move right there. I love the double inside day up on this one. Just an epic move. Let's see if it can continue to keep going. And FGen, let's take a look. Yeah, FGen hanging in there, but a couple nice moves off of this one recently. Got tight there for a while, but really, really good stuff. Good, yeah. Let's see if we can go a little bit of a pullback here today. It might still pull back to the 80 MA. It's getting a little extended. It's good stuff there. Appreciate it, Sharon. Anki, what's going on? Good to see you. A long time no see. Hope you're doing great. Yeah, let's take a look at Facebook. Yeah, so Facebook's trying to get going there. I'd like to see you get over today's high. That upper shadow off the 50 days is a little bit blah, right? So we got that going on. Intel, again, kind of grinding around over here. You know, it's looking a little bit blah, right? But that's Intel for you, right? And then Neo, but it does like to move on earnings. Neo's getting hot here, guys. Look for another day on Neo tomorrow. This thing's hot, breaking out of that geometric line. Hot. So some good stuff there. Sing, yeah, look at this thing go. Single point making a nice move. I love it. Yeah, that's a really strong candle right there, and a little bit of a push after hours too. Let's see if we can keep going. So good stuff there. So yeah, option trading doesn't increase price of the commons. It could. The market makers could maneuver it. Yeah. Well, yeah. They both go hand in hand. So yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you got crazy option pricing, it could affect the stock price, right? Because the market makers have to find some way to handle the premiums, right? To handle the options, right? If they're going crazy, so it's pretty wild stuff. They can both affect each other. But yeah, I mean, generally the strike price affects the option pricing, but don't forget there is still supply and demand on the options too. So good stuff, Sharon. Thanks so much. I really appreciate you for tuning in. And guys, thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. This is a great series here this week, so be sure to tune in tomorrow. We're going to talk about arrays, and then Thursday we're going to put it all together, and I think you guys are going to like it. So be sure to stay in, keep tuning into these. So good stuff there. So really appreciate it. I hope everybody has a great evening. We'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Oh, if you're new here, definitely subscribe on YouTube and hit the notification button. And be sure to hit the like button, whether you're new here or not. It goes a long way. I always appreciate that. So anyway, guys, we'll see everybody bright and early tomorrow morning for the bubble report and in the Elite Access group for Discord. But even if you guys aren't part of the group, we'll still see you here on YouTube, and we'll see you on Twitter as well for the Good Morning Market Prep video. So good stuff, guys. I appreciate everybody. I hope everybody has a great night. See you bright and early. And until then, stay healthy out there. And remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And we'll talk